Joey Essex is sleeping on the daybeds on his own. I'm absolutely flabbergasted. Nothing could have prepared me for this. Casa, Amor Day 4, and I don't think that they've actually had 4 days together. I think just by the way it's edited, it's made it look as if they're in there a lot longer than what they are. And last night they received a text to say that it's time to choose. And to be honest, I don't feel like they've had enough time to decide. But not only that, I was talking to somebody in work yesterday and we were talking about how the show's changed this year and how we don't like the hideaway is always opened. I feel like it takes the excitement away from it. And say Nicole and Kieran, right? Maybe they're not going to say, we'll go into the hideaway because they're embarrassed in case their families are watching and they don't just want to go in there. Like, the only time MD's ever went in there was Joey and Grace because he's a skis bag. But I feel like it was better when they got a text and it was like, oh, the hideaway's open, and everybody was like, yay, and they were voting for somebody to go in. So they've took that aspect to the show away, and I feel like it's kind of wasting it. Another thing they took away from the show this year is the games. Personally, I really enjoyed the games, and so far this year they've only had one. I feel like they should have one a week, because the Islanders get excited to get out the villa and do something different, and it's just fun to watch instead of just watching them all sit around the fire pit and be like, oh, did you kiss him? What do you think of him? Chit, 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 chit. Do you know what I mean? Like, it gets boring after a while, and the games just like filled a space in a fun way. And not only that, but when they had to answer questions about what do you think the public think or whatever, and I know that they've took that out because a lot of people thought it was toxic and they thought that it wasn't good for people's mental health, but they could have kept in, what Islander do you think said this, or what Islander do you think kissed in the hideaway? Now it's something that they didn't know about. And then it's a fun way to bring more drama into the show, but they've just totally got rid of it, and I really don't like the new format that they've got. So anyway, back to what's happening in Casa. Am I the only person who thinks Blade and Grace are so ignorant? Like, she was sitting talking to Messiah and Blade came up and asked her to go for a chat, and she was just like, oh yeah, okay, and walked away like that. She could have said, oh, I'll come over and get you in like 5-10 minutes, we're just having a chat now. To be fair, she did go over later and just say, I want to spend as much time with you as I am with him. But then she had the audacity to say, oh, did he apologise? Like, yes, okay, Blade should have apologised, but so should she, because there was literally no need for her to just get up and run like that, just because fucking Blade comes over and clicks his fingers. It was so bad, and just the other day I was saying I hope that Grace goes back to the villa with Blade, but I actually don't, because he's really got an attitude problem, and he's now saying to her, oh, you're my number one, you're the person that I'm focused on, but only because Uma has basically made it clear that she's only interested in Will. It's not because Grace was the be-all and end-all when he walked into that villa. I think he's just, honestly, just so rude. The only thing that I liked about Messiah when he originally walked into Casa was his taste in jewellery, but as time's going on, I really like him. He comes across as really respectful. I think he genuinely likes Grace. He's only showed interest in her what I've seen, and he just seems like a nice, genuine person, and I hope that she picks him, because he comes across as just such a sweet guy. I'm going to be honest, I can't remember this guy's name and I can't be bothered looking it up. Has anybody seen him? Is he even still in the villa? I don't know if it's that haircut or if it's that ridiculous facial hair, but obviously nobody's interested in him. Poor Lionel, he's nowhere to be seen. He told Mimi that he was interested in her and she's just kind of like, nah, not into it. She might regret that when she goes back to the main villa, but I mean, if you don't like somebody, you can't force feelings. Just going through the pictures from my background there, and I totally forgot Jake even existed. Have I just forgot about him? Am I missing something, or is just nobody showed an interest in him? Poor Lucy is getting to know Skis Bag Will. Come on. Come on. She can do so much better, and he's the one sitting saying, oh, I don't really know if I'm into it. She's the one who shouldn't have been into it for day one. This whole time I've been sticking up for Sean and saying I think he's such a nice guy, I think he's really genuine, but the way he's been with Diamante and Ruby is so snaky, it's pathetic. Like, I know he asked Ruby to sleep in the bed in night one and he didn't really know her, but then when he says to Diamante, oh, I think I've chose the wrong person to sleep in bed with, it was just so sleazy and unnecessary. I didn't like it. And I think that Diamante is absolutely stunning. Ruby, no comment. However, she came out, she had her revenge dress on, she was looking amazing, she's so confident. She's like, look, if you're going to be cuddling and kissing with somebody else, then I'm not interested, basically. And I loved it. And this is one of the things that I hate about Love Island. The women will be like, oh, I'm the prize, I'm amazing, I deserve better, I'm not speaking to him, I'm not kissing him. And then the next thing, they're in bed kissing. Just last night, in fact, Matilda pulled Hugo for a chat, and he was saying to her, oh, if we were in a club, you're the one that I would go for. And Jess is absolutely fucking livid, right? And she's like, oh, I think that's really snaky, the way he's doing that. Like, I'll not be kissing him in bed. She pulls her face. No, I'm not kissing him. You see them in bed fucking kissing? Jess is the one who's always saying, I'm the prize, I'm an independent woman, I don't need to take any of this shit, I'm not going to be in any love triangles. And she literally says she wasn't going to kiss him, and she's lying in bed kissing him all night. I can't stand it. Like, stick to your word. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of people watching this. I wouldn't embarrass myself by saying I wasn't going to do something and then doing it. Joey sleeping on the daybed on his own is an absolute shock to me. I would have bet my life savings on the fact that he'd have been the first one in with anything that moves. However, when you think about it, the two blonde girls are paired up with somebody. So, is he being single because he doesn't want to get in the way of other people, or is he being single because he genuinely likes Jessie? It's hard to tell. Poor Mimi and Uma are acting as if they're in relationships, and I know that Will doesn't really think he's doing anything wrong, but when it comes to cinema night and it actually shows clips of what they were doing, do you think it's going to make a difference at the end of the day that he said, oh, but I didn't bring her back? Do you know what I mean? He's been lying in bed kissing her, he's been giving her all the lines, and that hurts. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter if he's brought her back at the end of the day, because they've got to plan what's life going to be like outside the villa when they're going to clubs and they're going to parties and they're meeting people. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, can they even be trusted? I know they're not in a relationship, but it's just hard. It's hard to tell. For the first time last night, I looked at Kieran and I thought, do you know what? He is actually quite cute. Now, as a 40-year-old woman, I'm not going about fancying 21-year-old men, right? So I don't know if it's because of that I just didn't see it before. But I actually do think that he's got a cute face. And he's just wanting Nicole back, right? And I actually feel so bad for him, because even though he hasn't actually done anything wrong, when it comes to cinema night, if there's any clips of them playing the game and him kissing somebody, or even the slightest thing, Nicole is going to fucking lose her shit. And this is why I think that people should have to go through psychiatric evaluations before they go on reality TV. I'm pretty sure they used to do it on Big Brother, but as the years went on, I think they stopped doing it. For Love Island, people really need to go through some sort of evaluation, because I'm an extremely emotional person, right? I used to have serious anger problems, but I'm a lot calmer now. But I feel like Nicole is just going to go fucking mental at any clip of him even looking side-eyeing somebody, and I feel bad for him. But tonight we find out who gets took to the main villa, so could be dramatic.